Breaking news. Finally, the second part of the 67th episode is out. And friends, this is the coolest thing I've seen in my life. And in this video, you will find out. Will the Plunger Man survive or not? What will happen to the Titan Cameraman and the Titan Speaker Man? Is it a real Gmail toilet or a fake? And also what will happen next? And I also want to ask you to subscribe to my channel for those who have not yet subscribed, since 80% of my viewers are not subscribed to my channel. And I would really like to dial 500,000 subscribers for the new year. And it's not difficult for you to subscribe, but it's very nice for me. Hello friends, you're on the channel. Subscribe to the channel and press the like button under the video to speed up the release of the next video. And let's go. The episode begins from the very moment where the first part ended. The cameraman shows a gesture that the SKIBIDI scientist is about to die. But not everything is so simple. We see how the speakerman starts a fight and shoots from his cannon at the scientist's head. But the scientist shoots from his small cannon at speakerman, and just look at how powerful an explosion this is. And it's not for nothing that I've put the SKIBIDI scientist in first place on this list, guys, so checkmate. Then the cameraman tries to strike the scientist, but the scientist shoots from his cannon again. And that's it. In the frame we see that the cameraman's sparks are green. Perhaps this is a reaction to damage. But also write what you think about it. Then the scientist releases a very powerful sound wave, but the speakerman climbs on the scientist's head and destroys his small cannon. And then we see the scientist's cannon with acid, and it is clear that he was very well prepared for this battle. But earlier acid in the form of a liquid flew out of the cannon. But now it is a whole projectile, and he destroys the speakerman's weapon. And also in this frame, we see something strange. These are some kind of satellite dishes. But the dish in the middle is very similar to TV Man's head. These are definitely not the heads of TV Man Titan, since it is very small. But there is clearly something there, then it's wrong. If anyone was able to get a good look, write about it in the comments. And for the first time in the entire series, we see that the speakerman can shoot a laser from his core, and this is fantastic. And I think that he didn't always have this ability. I think that he got it in episode 64, just like Cameraman will get an energy shield, and Speakerman will get a laser from the core. Anyway, we see how Speakerman first collects energy, and then releases a powerful laser beam into the scientist's SKIBIDI acid cannon, and it explodes and also causes damage to the scientist himself. We also see that the scientist has another cannon, namely a laser cannon, and it is also very powerful that the speakerman flies away. Also in this frame, we can clearly see that the acid also caused severe damage to the scientist. But to be honest, it seems to me that it should have completely burned his skin. Just look how acid easily destroyed the speakerman's gun. But a person's skin is even weaker, and the scientist's face should have melted. But I also have a theory that his body is very strong, and it is possible that under the scientist's skin there is a very strong metal that is not susceptible even to acid, but we will return to this. Next, we see how the cameraman cuts off the scientist's laser, and the scientist again releases a sound wave, and it turns out that the scientist has another gun with acid. And now I can confidently say that he is Dr. Octopus from Spider-Man, since he has too many tentacles. Anyway, we see that the scientist's cannon was destroyed. And just look at this face. He was clearly not much in shock, because his cannon was destroyed by his own invention. But I'm shocked by what we see next. The scientist releases another sound wave and the plunger stops in the air. And this is very strange, since the sound wave should have simply thrown the plunger back. But personally, it seems to me that a scientist can somehow control all his inventions, and that's why the plunger stopped. We also hear some kind of strange whistle. And we see that the scientist can also shoot a laser from his mechanical eye. And note that the eye is mechanical. Does this mean that toilets can't shoot lasers from their real eyes? We saw a toilet in episode 13 that also shot a laser from his eyes. Fake Gmail also shot with lasers from the eyes, but then we saw that it was technology. And that means that that mutant from episode 13 is also fake? Because it turns out that toilets can only shoot lasers with the help of technology. And this is quite interesting. But this is also a topic for another video. We see how the scientist shot the plunger man and he fell to the ground, but we will return to this later. Then the cameraman attacks the scientist, and we see that the scientist is in great pain. And then his partner appeared. Gmail toilet. And I knew that he was alive, and my viewers also know that I predicted his appearance in this episode. Let's look at his new buns. He now has 8 lasers. He also has a Titan TV Man core. Yes, you heard correctly, the core of TV Man. At the end of the video, I will explain everything to you. He also has the same small lasers as SKIBIDI scientist. And now I can say that he is very strong. As always, he shoots the cameraman in the back, and the shot was so powerful that the cameraman fell to the ground. We also see that the cameraman was able to destroy the scientist's eye, and there are now blue sparks there. But why sparks? Because Skibidi scientist is robot. But let's go in order. The scientist tears off the cameraman's protective lens, and I'm just in shock that the scientist had a TV under the speakers. Also on this TV is the inscription SKIBIDI, and we see the same red light that the Titan TV man emitted. We also see this frame that Defuk Boom sent to us, and everyone already thought that this was the return of TV man Titan, and what a shock it must be now that he didn't return. But guys, what I'll tell you at the end of the video will shock you, so be sure to watch the video to the end. Anyway, POV cameraman puts on a protective lens and we hear the same sound that the Titan TV presenter made. And oh my god, we see how the cameraman is under the influence of hypnosis. He cuts his throat, and this is where the episode ends. And guys, I have no words. I also foresaw this event that the Titans would lose, but don't be upset. Everything will be fine. And now I'll answer all the questions that are interesting to you. Firstly, where did the TV scientist get a TV the same as the TV men? And why did the Gmail toilet core very similar to the core of the Titan TV man? There are 3 options. The first is that after the 47th episode, TV men teleported not to his base but to another place, and the scientist was able to find him, and the toilets dismantled TV man into pieces. The TV and the scientist is not the same as TV men's because TV men's TV was broken. And the core in Gmail is very similar to what TV man had. The second option is that the toilets also found the TV man and did the same thing, carried out experiments on him and used the TV men's technology. But the TV man was able to escape from them, and now he is ready to defeat them all. And the third option is that the TV men are traitors. I know that you have been hearing this from me for quite a long time, as well as from ISO Toilet, but guys, this is very possible, because how could a scientist copy this technology if he did not have a sample for this? It is possible that some TV men will betray the Alliance. But this is also a topic for another video. We still have a few important questions. By the way, Mr. Defuk Boom wasn't in this episode, and it was not there for the reason that he was already in part 1 of episode 67. The same thing happened in episode 57. He first appeared in part 1, and in the second part, he no longer appeared. And guys, I also said that there might be 3 parts of episode 67, and this was also confirmed. And if there were 3 parts, then I was also sure that TV men would appear in part 3. Anyway, but what about the Plunger Man and the same with Cameraman Titan? I think that Plunger Man is fine and everything will be fine with him. I also think that everything will be fine with Cameraman. I'm sure that he will survive. If Defuk wanted to kill him, he would have already done it in this episode. But he deliberately ended the episode precisely on this. So, in the third part of episode 67, I'm sure that TV Man Titan will appear, and he will save Cameraman. And there will be no final battle, because I think that TV Man will be stronger than the scientist and Gmail toilet. And the toilets will run back to their base again, or TV Man Titan will simply take Cameraman and also go to his base. But I think that TV Man would like to warm up after such a long time that he was gone. And I think that he will enter the battle. But still, the toilets will run away, and the series will continue. And friends, I still have a lot of theory, but the video will be 30 minutes long. So I will definitely make another video in 1 or 2 days, where you will learn everything in detail. So subscribe and turn on notifications so as not to miss out. And you were on the channel, and see you.